English stories. The Very Hungry Caterpillar. Once upon a time, in a lush and verdant meadow surrounded by rolling hills and whispering trees, there lived an exceedingly tiny caterpillar named Carl. Carl, beneath a dewy leaf resting in the morning sunlight, awoke one bright day with an insatiable hunger gnawing at his belly. "Oh, dear," exclaimed Carl with a yawn, "I am so very hungry. I must find something to eat." With determination, Carl set off on his journey through the meadow. The soft ground felt cool beneath his many legs, and the air was alive with the scent of blooming flowers. On the first day, Carl encountered a solitary, ripe red apple hanging low on a gnarled tree. He nibbled a small hole in its shiny skin and savored the juicy flesh. "This apple is delicious, but it's not enough," Carl said, his hunger still roaring like a thunderstorm. The next morning, Carl found himself near a clump of lush, moonlit green leaves. Taking a moment to appreciate their vibrant color, he munched and crunched through two of the tenderest leaves. "These are delightful," he mumbled between bites, "but I am still hungry." His journey continued, and on the third day, Carl came upon a bunch of plump purple plums. Their sweetness filled the air. With eager bites, he devoured 3 of the ripest ones. "These plums are wonderful," Carl declared, "but my stomach still yearns for more." By the 4th day, Carl had reached a meadow abundant with crimson strawberries glistening with morning dew. With gusto, he indulged himself, eating 4 of the juiciest ones. And yet, as the last strawberry was swallowed, Carl sighed, "These strawberries were perfect, but my hunger remains unsatisfied." On the 5th day, Carl discovered a grove of golden, sun-kissed oranges hanging low from their branches. With zest, he peeled and devoured 5 of the juiciest ones. Such a refreshing taste, Carl uttered contentedly, but his hunger was far from being quelled. As the days passed, Carl's hunger led him through the meadow's bounty. On the 6th day, he relished the tenderness of 6 sweet blueberries, their taste bursting within his mouth, yet still he was not full. On the 7th day, he came upon a curious discovery, a long vine of emerald green cucumbers. 7 slices he savored, one after another, but the emptiness inside him lingered. On the 8th day, Carl wandered near a garden of vibrant, cheerful marigolds and discovered 8 spears of asparagus. He munched through their mildly bitter stems, feeling satisfied with their crunch but knowing it wouldn't last. On the 9th day, Carl followed a fragrant scent leading him to a patch of pink, lush raspberries. 9 juicy berries did he devour, the sweetness of each one dissolving on his tongue. "These raspberries are exquisite," Carl admitted, "yet still, my hunger persists." His insatiable journey brought him to the 10th day, where he found a bustling farmer's market with carrots, spinach, and an array of colorful vegetables. He munched through 10 carrot sticks until his jaw grew weary, but the gnawing hunger within him simply wouldn't quell. By the 11th day, the meadow had grown almost familiar to Carl, but his hunger gave no respite. On the 12th day, Carl chanced upon a wondrous sight, a full, round watermelon basking in the sunlight. With great effort, he rolled it over, nibbling through 12 luscious chunks of its juicy flesh. "Delicious," Carl proclaimed with a sticky smile, but the feeling of hunger remained, stubborn and persistent. Day by day, the foods Carl devoured grew stranger and more diverse. He partook in 13 slices of freshly baked bread on the 13th day, crunchy outside and soft inside. 14 wedges of creamy cheese on the 14th day, each slice rich and dense. 15 tart apples on the 15th day, their crispness resonating with each bite. Despite his endless quest for nourishment, Carl found every new daylight hour leading to yet another kind of sustenance. He marveled at the treasures of the meadow, each morsel a testament to nature's bounty. On the 16th day, Carl came across a fat pumpkin from which he carved 16 pieces, each melt-in-your-mouth perfection. Despite the fullness of the experience, his hunger grew louder. On the 17th day came 17 juicy cherries, followed by 18 slices of pear on the 18th. By then, he had journeyed the full length of the meadow, over hillocks, through flowering gardens, and beneath sprawling canopies of trees. It was on the 19th day Carl stumbled into what seemed to be an orchard of plenty. Here saw 19 blackberries bursting with flavor, and though they were delightful, the ever-present hunger defined his days. The 20th day, Carl found 20 slices of exotic starfruit by a tinkling brook, and experienced a taste unlike any other, sweet, tangy, and rich. Still, the need to eat drove him forward. By the 21st day, Carl came upon a glade unlike any he had seen before. By the 21st day, Carl came upon a glade unlike any he had seen before. The moonlight was a silver veil on the emerald grass, and creatures hummed melodies unknown. Here, in the soft light on a gentle breeze filled with the scent of lavender, Carl realized something profound. "I have tasted much of what the world offers," Carl whispered to the sky. "Yet my hunger persists. Perhaps there is more to discover not only in the food but beyond." Weary from his endless feast, Carl nibbled on the final 21 bright gumdrops found at the glade's edge. As the flavors filled his senses, Carl felt different, somehow lighter, as if the earth beneath him shifted from its usual texture. With contentment finally settling over him, Carl found a shaded tree to rest under. Sun-dappled shadows danced all around as fatigue finally took hold. Carl, for the first time in many days, felt a peaceful stillness wash over him. "I have eaten so much, dear meadow, and now I must rest," Carl murmured as he nestled within a small crevice in the tree bark. As slumber overtook him, he felt his tiny body changing. He felt a warmth across his belly and a sense of calm he hadn't known all these days. In the serene stillness of the twilight hour, Carl dreamed of emerald leaves, ripe fruits, and the whispered songs of meadows. Days turned to nights, and nights to days again, as Carl lay cocooned in slumber. Softly and surely, the transformation took hold. When finally he awoke, it was in the twilight of a dawn, where dew glistened on petals, and the world whispered the promises of a new day. From his cocoon, Carl stretched and felt a lightness, a joyous flutter. He had emerged as a resplendent butterfly, iridescent wings shimmering with 1,000 hues. "Magic," Carl repeated with newfound wisdom, "it's a wonder what life's many feasts can bring." With newfound grace and vigor, Carl fluttered across the meadow. Each flap of his delicate wings a testament to his journey's end. He soared amidst flowers, feeling the gentle caress of the morning sun. Where once he nibbled on the bounty below, he now danced upon the morning zephyrs, drinking in nectar and marveling at nature's splendor from above. Life is indeed full of wonders, Carl reflected as he fluttered amongst the tall sunflowers, their golden heads bowing gently in greeting. "Though my journey began with hunger, it has led to a different kind of fulfillment, a joy worth every bite." The meadow seemed even more beautiful from Carl's new perspective, a mosaic of colors and life, and as he sipped from a dainty tulip, Carl felt a profound connection with the world around him. Days turned to nights in the meadow, and Carl, now a jubilant butterfly, had woven his way into the very fabric of the meadow's existence. And Carl, the very hungry caterpillar who had trundled through his days seeking sustenance, now understood that life's true feast lay not only in what one consumed but in the beauty of the journey itself. With every sunrise and sunset marking the passage of time, Carl danced a joyous ballet in the meadow's warm embrace. And thus, the very hungry caterpillar transformed into the jubilant butterfly, living each vibrant, winged moment in gratitude, having learned that the journey fed the soul even more richly than all the delicacies of the world. And so, dear children, remember this tale of Carl, for it teaches us that even when our days are filled with hunger for more, there's beauty in becoming who we are meant to be, and sometimes, the journey itself is the richest feast of all. Good night, and may your dreams be as colorful and wondrous as Carl's beautiful wings. The moral of The Very Hungry Caterpillar is about growth, change, and the importance of healthy habits, as the caterpillar's journey from a hungry larva to a beautiful butterfly demonstrates the transformative power of change and the value of a balanced diet.